Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Halloween! Alright, we are going to do a cute little spooky card today. And we are going to have our first ghost story, so super exciting. At least for me. I amuse myself with these, so it's fine. Even if nobody watches, I'm like, yeah. Anyway, so we are using, well, that one is, it's higher than that one. Gonna have to take this bad boy off. All right, take a break over there, buddy, so we can get the rest of these. Okay, yeah, now should be good. Maybe I didn't ink it. Nope, I didn't. That's my fault. Did not ink that corner for some reason. Okay, well, who, am I not getting it or what? Right there. Is this in the way, or let me remove that too? It has ink on it. Okay, shoot. I was struggling for a minute. All right, I'm gonna move that to the side. I'm gonna pop one more on here because I need one more image. So, right there. Maybe if I do that one down here and then that one down here, I don't know, possibly. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. Ink that up. So how are y'all doing today? It's starting to look a little spooky outside. It's getting ready to come a big storm again. Every day it's just like a bazillion degrees. It's been that way all summer. Since it started, it has not really let up. I thought, okay, we can handle a week of this. And I was like, okay, we can handle 2 weeks of this. Okay, 3 weeks of this. And then it's just like on and on and on. So, okay. So I'm still going to have to take this thick guy off here. Where am I going to put him? I'll try to put him back in his little thing. Maybe I'm not getting ink on it. I don't know. I must not have been because it's perfectly fine then. Okay, so this actually comes from this zombie set, and I'm just going to, I don't want to get inky fingers today. I probably will, but I don't want to. So this is just a zombie set from Brett Wild or something like that. Anyway, I love that one. And then this one, let me take this paper and press it down too. I'm gonna press it back in there. This little guy, he just comes with this set because, I don't know, they couldn't fit it all in or something. They sent it with it. This is called Boo Crazy. So, and then later we're going to be using probably Hey Boo or probably Ghost Hug. I think Ghost Hug is cute. Yeah, we'll do Ghost Hug. So I better quit talking because I have to emboss this real quick and it's going to dry. And we won't have anything embossed. So let's get our powder on there. Hopefully it's still wet enough for that. Scoop it up. Missed a heart. Okay, it still seems to be holding, so I think we're going to be okay there. So how am I going to do this now? Not the best plan. Okay. Give it a little tap tap and get that extra stuff off of there. And away we go. This is more of a cute version of this, but I do have an idea for a creepy version using the same set. So we might just do that tomorrow. All right, so I'm gonna heat this and then we'll start our story, okay? I gotta turn the noisy thing on here. All right, one down, one to go. Whew, okay. That seemed to take a while. I'm sorry. um, shoo-wee. All right, so now let's get started. We're gonna start with, where are our backgrounds? With these kind of, I don't have anything to put it on with. Just a second. Okay. Now I have some sponges. So, all right. So we're gonna try to make our background a little bit of this, and this, I think. So I'm gonna just twist them on here, spray it, some water, and we'll just go from there. Okay, so our story today, if you, by the way, if you want to leave me a comment on the state that you reside in, you know, where you live, then please do that below, and we will talk about a scary story that I find from your area, and if I can find one. I'm sure most places have them, so I feel like that's not too far-fetched. So, you know, like today's is from Kentucky, so this one's for Shipmate, and I actually have a couple more from Kentucky. One that I definitely want to do, but it's a little creepier, so we'll save it to a little bit later. But okay, so I think I'm just going to use these, but I don't know for sure. I haven't really planned that part. We'll see. Anyway, so anyway, all right, so this story comes from Letcher County, Kentucky, and there lived an old woman they called Suki. And Suki was, well, down in Jeremiah, they're still saying, they said that like rolls off your tongue like a prayer kind of thing. Sorry, this is not gonna work, is it? Probably need something bigger. I don't know. Anyway, that says, don't shoot no squirrel that stares back at you, because it might not be a squirrel, might be her. Still warning, still watching. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to switch to this one. I guess this story is not from like a book. It's more from the land, you know. And this is not very green. Yeah. Did I try this one? I don't know. Anyway, it's the legend of the Squirrel Witch of Blair Branch. So if you're from Kentucky and you know where that is, let me know if you've ever been up in Blair Branch. Sounds like it could be from around here. I like all the, yeah, okay. I don't think I did use this one because that seems a little darker to me. They said she lived up at the far end of Blair Branch, past the last mailbox, past blackberry vines, where the trail turns to dirt and moss. And Suki wasn't born of like fire and storm. She was born of stillness. And she was, I'm gonna have to do more of that one. She was a calm lady. I'll have to do that one more time. I need a little bit more green, I believe. It's these. I think they're soaking up all the goodness. I did do it. I did it right there. Oh, well, sweet. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, I'll just add some over on this card. This is a brick background, by the way. Let me see if I can scoot this back just a little bit. I don't want it to look like I'm swirling it. I want to do it quick and like swirl, but anyway. So, let me get one more. Let me get all my things out so I can focus a little bit. Ooh, that is not working. That does not look like milled lavender to me. All right. I need some purple though. Okay, that'll give me the purple I need. That is Wilted Violet. Anyway, she didn't visit churches often or gossip with the ladies in town. She just wasn't that kind of gal, you know. But Suki had a way about her. She's very kind and quiet, though. Like if the babies were sick, I feel like she was like the granny witches that were around here. I feel like a lot of mountain ladies were healers and things. But anyway, she, if a baby had a fever that wouldn't break, you know, just folks found themselves knocking at her door. Because, you know, when you run out of options, you'll definitely, doesn't matter if you're afraid of them or if people gossip about them or, you know, are quiet when they come by or, you know, think that they're good witches, bad witches, whatever. Like, when you're in need, you're in need. And that's when they would show up to Suki. She could stop a nosebleed with 3 whispered words. Stop a colicky baby with her hand on their heart. And anyway, she always knew when death was coming, though. And I'm gonna do green. I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit more down here, I think. I don't want it, just don't want too much purple, but it seems to need something. Maybe we could brighten it up with this. I don't know. Not really. Not really. Anyway, but so I said she always knew when death was coming, right? So she got a little nervous one day. Her husband, James, was also a quiet man, a good man normally. He loved to squirrel hunt, and he liked the woods better than people, they said. And which we understand, right? Totally. In today's world, I'm telling you. The woods and the animals way more calm than people. But, so she told him, you know, she put her quiet hand on his arm, and she just said something bad was out there today, that she just didn't think he should go out. The air hung different, you know. You've felt something, I'm sure, when you're like, it's just, something's not right here. And so, in as a guy, you know, and some hard-headed ladies too, not saying it's just men, but he was like, oh, you know, it's fine, it'll be no problem, I got it, it's blah blah blah. And so he trusted things more that he could see. Try not to get it on me. I don't know, he trusted things he could shoot, basically, see, and this, you know, that matter-of-fact kind of guy. I feel like that's what he was. So anyway, he was walking through the woods a little bit. I feel like that purple's just too dark now. What if we just sprayed it all now? And let it blend and mold a little bit. So anyway, while he was out there, a squirrel jumped across the branch. But he didn't shoot it. He saw it again, though. He didn't raise his gun at all. He was just watching it. But not long, then he saw it again. And it was just sitting there on a log, just watching. It was really looking at him, like not twitching, not blinking, anything. It was just very aware, too aware, its eyes almost. But for some reason, he decided to raise his rifle anyway, and he shot. Okay, I like this. I think we're gonna spray this part now. And they said the rifle echoed throughout the holler, you know, and we gotta get a little bit more color down on this one. And the squirrel jerked. This is, I don't want to be too graphic, but the squirrel jerked, but didn't fall. He was walking over to it, and it just kind of vanished. And so he continued to walk over there, and he looked all around on the ground. No blood, no body of the squirrel, like nothing. And he just couldn't help feeling that he just did wrong, you know. I mean, he's shot hundreds of squirrels before, and you know, he would bring them home. They'd have some squirrel gravy and whatever, and all was well. But this time it just didn't feel right. It just felt wrong. So anyway, he went on back home and things. And okay, I'm gonna go ahead and spray this one too, just so it like melds in there and blends them together a little bit. So when he walked in, he saw Sookie there sitting in front of him in her chair by the fireplace. And just like that, just a little bit. And her skin looked gray and kind of ashy like, and she didn't look right. And then he kind of looked down, and she had a bandage around one of her legs that had been bleeding. And he asked what happened, and she didn't say a word. She just sat there and kind of watched him and looked at him. And she said, "It was watching you." And that's all she said. And so from that day on, James never raised his gun again at any squirrel. It didn't matter if he passed, you know, 1,000 squirrels, if they trotted through the yard, if they, you know, anything. I'm gonna find some short scissors. Hang on. Ooh, everything's falling. I still feel powder on that. So from then on, anytime he still went in the woods. I mean, you know, he loves the woods and loves to hunt and things, but every time he would see a squirrel, he would just simply tip his hat to them and walk on. And so look at this. Anyway, so all across, you know, we live in the Appalachian Mountains or whatever, so all across West Virginia, Kentucky, some in North Carolina, and Tennessee, and here and there, you know, there's all these stories and things of your shapeshifters, I guess you could call them, witches, women primarily, who could kind of shift their skin at will and take on the form of animals and things. And it's in every culture, every, you know, just you can look it up. But the cats, the hares, you know, which rabbits, which I love the bunnies. But spirit animals, the Cherokee, you've had them, just everything. They've had their medicine women, their skinwalkers, their witch doctors, their warriors, their watchers, their, well, they didn't call them witch doctors actually there, but for the Cherokee people anyway. Oh, hang on, guys. My dad is calling. Hey. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. All right. Be careful. Love you. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, so he dropped some papers off at his skin cancer doctor, and now he is looking for some flowers. My aunt called. I didn't know that, or I would have just got them when I was out the other day. But my aunt called. We have a family decoration day coming up, and like a cemetery thing, and my aunt was going to get the flowers or whatever, and we all just give her money or whatever. And usually we all kind of get our own, but for some reason nobody had gotten it together this year. So she was just going to pick them up, and then so she called to tell him that nobody had them, and so he's going to stop at a Dollar Tree or something and see if they have any on his way home, and if not, I don't know what we'll do. So we will see. But anyway, I'll probably end up getting another call. Hopefully I can finish this video before that. My boyfriend has taken his neighbor, actually a teacher friend of mine, to have surgery today, a few hours away. And we took him up last night because he had to be there at like 5 o'clock this morning. But anyway, so he's called. When he's calling to do something, he'll call and give me a lot of updates. Let's just say he's called like 5 times already today. So I would say it's been a couple hours, so I'm due for a call anytime. But the guy is supposed to be out of surgery pretty soon. So it was a back surgery that was going to take like 4 to 5 hours. Cannot believe that. That's, to me, that's a long time to be in surgery. Actually, I tell you what, I won't cut out that. I'll just do these. I can do a second one on my own time. I just always like to have a couple in case one doesn't work or whatever. But anyway, so, but even now in Jeremiah, people say that the woods are so still, and the house is long gone, they said now, or Suki's house, you know. But there's a patch of land that just past the third bin where even the birds won't land. And so if you're up that way in October, early October they say usually, make sure that you enjoy the quietness, that it doesn't bother you, because Suki is kind of peace and quiet, and she likes things calm, but she's there watching. So if you feel something looking at your back, or you know how you feel that stare or whatever, and you see a squirrel, just tip your hat and say, "Evening, Suki." So I think that is so sweet. I hope that there is a Suki looking out for me in the woods or anywhere, and just as my father drives today, you know, I hope there are lots of Sukis looking after him as he drives by. But I don't think we, you know, none of us can have too many little guardian spirits or whatever you want to call them, you know, looking out for us. And some people believe it's their loved ones. Some people believe, you know, different things, but maybe a guardian angel or a whatever. But I think it's nice to have something looking out for you. So now I have been thinking in my mind of, I don't know if I can find it. I'm going to talk to the guy at Unity. Unity Stamp Company says that they will do a stamp for you, right? And they probably just mean word stamps. One of their husbands, or one of the guys that work there, I can't remember which one he is, but you can talk to him about making a stamp. So if it's not just words, I don't know how into art or whatever he is. The ones I've seen so far are, what's it called? Mania's Custom Stamps or something. But I'm hoping, anyway, that there can be some art. And I would love to have a stamp commission of my version of what Suki would be in my mind. You know, half beautiful lady, half squirrel, very, I don't know, just kind of plain, kind of, I don't know, something. But yet a bit magical, kind of like Suki. All right, I probably need 1/3 star there, don't I? But that's where we're going with it now. I feel like, I know ghosts are, you know, in theory white on here, but somehow I just feel like the ghost needs a little tiny bit of shading or color or something. So we're going to use C1, just a cool gray. So just, I don't know, just a little bit of shadow or something. Do around the eyes a little bit. I don't think that's too bad. I'm liking this set better than I thought I would, because I got caught up in when Tim came out, Tim Holtz, you know, with it, and did the like reveal or whatever for whatever stuff he's coming out with that year for Halloween. And you just get caught up in the madness and you want to order everything. And I forget that sometimes I like cutesy and sometimes I don't. But for Halloween, I typically like a little bit more creepy. So I don't know. Let me show you. So remember, it comes with this little ghost here. But it comes with a nice spider web, which, I mean, I've got 1,000 spider webs, you know, but I do like the ghost hug. I used to talk to a cop that his birthday was on Halloween, so I liked doing him little Halloween cards. But happy Boo Day, and he unfortunately passed away this past year, so very sad. But he was a Scorpio like me. We were something else. But anyway, and then this one, Spooky Spirits. I like the phrases: foolish mortals, ghost hug, I feel wicked, wait, you see me, boo sheet, boo to you, feeling spirited, you know. And I thought the little ghosts were cute, but I just didn't know how much I could really do with them. But since I've had an idea to creep them up, it's not too bad. Now this one was the one I was definitely going to get. Those I've been thinking I might just sell after I use them, but the more I use them now, we'll see. They're growing on me. So, but I like this little guy here, and I also like this one. So, and then Unfortunate Ending, The Dead of Night, Something Wicked, Lost in the Darkness. So, I don't know. We might have to do something with those soon. But I guess I need to focus on this. Alright, I'm going to cut one more little card here. Not card, heart. These are kind of wonky hearts because, you know, the zombie set was wonky. They're not meant to be like perfect little hearts, so there's that. But, so what is your favorite haunted story from your location, or your, if you don't want to get specific, like your town or anything, I totally understand that, but something from your state. So I know Mary has commented and Misty on here, so we'll be doing one of theirs next. So if there's anybody else that wants a story that I know about your state, let me know. And I'll tell you one. And you can leave one in the comments too if you know one. If not, that's totally okay. But all right. So now I don't know if it kind of still needs a little bit of definition there. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I guess we'll go with no, but just to bring out the brick a little bit more, do you think? I don't know. I guess we'll go no for now, and we'll see. Hang on, I gotta get tape. I should do a spider card. I saw some kind of spider thing on, it's like just one of those little shorts or something, on, I guess it was Facebook, or I don't even know what it was on, but it was about like a doctor show, you know, one of the ERs or the whatever the doctor shows were back on during the, you know, back in the day a little bit. They were super popular for a while, but I used to watch the one called House. I liked it. It wasn't quite as whatever, but you either kind of loved him or you hated him, I guess. But anyway, so they were trying to get this thing out of this kid's ear, and it was a spider, come to find out. They found out that, and they were all like, oh, freaking out, you know. And so he's like trying to jab this thing down in there and get it. And so this newer doctor came and told him, who they didn't exactly want to listen to, but then it actually worked. So then he gained some, you know, credibility or whatever in the doctor world, or the ER, I guess. The ER would be a wild place to work, I think. But my cousin used to work in the ER, and she absolutely loved it. It would drive me crazy, I think, but I don't know. I kind of like that my job as well doesn't always have, sometimes things are, you know, you never know what's going to happen or whatever, but the ER might be a little much. I don't know. Somebody walks in like an axe stuck in their head. What are you going to do? I don't know. Anyway, okay, so let's get these guys positioned here. We've got to stamp our ghost hug. So we're just going to cut it off and do it. Put it a little ways up there, I think. But anyway, so back to the spider thing. I have not been leaving. I call it weeding them. You take out, everything that's cut. But with Tim's stuff, sometimes there's like 1,000 little ones, so I've been leaving those in now. I wish I would have done that a while back, but I did not. But anyway, so the guy has this great idea or whatever, and he's like, spiders always come to light, and he's shining this like pin light thing down this kid's ear, and sure enough, the spider like comes up out of there, and they're able to get it, and he's a hero and all that. But I'm just like cringing and screaming watching it on the phone, like, oh my goodness. But wild stuff. I have learned I do not want a spider in my ear. But I mean, that's a real thing. I suppose that could happen, like, to me though, those are the real scary stories in life, like people and things and monsters and this and that I can listen to all day long, but people are the scary part. Okay. This ghostess with the mostest here lined up. And basically, I thought about doing the little hearts in purple instead of like your typical red heart, you know what I mean? What do you guys think? Okay, I am going to do purple. Where are my hearts? Okay. I think these would be nice with some glossy accents on there too, and maybe the ghost as well. That might give the ghosts a little something too, versus trying to go around them in gray. That might have been a better option. I don't know. Well, I guess these are just, they're a little big for tape, so take your little dried glue off. Okay. One more and we're good. Oh, no, we're not. Maybe we haven't taped that down, but center, I guess center. I don't know. Got to refill my glue thingy. I have one that doesn't work. Basically, I don't know why, but I'll just refill it with that. And then I'll put that on my store list. Okay, guys. So, this is our little ghost card, and let me know if you know anybody that can create a squirrel witch stamp for me. I'd love to have a drawing of that or whatever. I now want to go visit Letcher County, Kentucky, and go down in Jeremiah and go up the holler, you know. So, all right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.